How are you guys? You're doing good? I like one person answered. Yeah, it's hot out there. Don't look at us. This is not where we live. This is not our problem. We're not in control of that. It's hot. I didn't go out today. Thunderstorms? What? I like it. I feel like I'm having good hair because of the humidity. Don't say otherwise. Okay, so the flow is that we're gonna answer your questions, and then we're gonna play a couple songs. So, I love this question because it makes me, just reading it made me feel as exhausted as the answer. Okay, you've been doing this for 25 years. What do you feel? Why do you feel? That was a Freudian slip. Okay, what do you feel when you reflect on it all? Does it feel real? Interesting question. It's all my favorite things.
Oh, it's the format now you ask your own question and answer it?
No. I'm gonna sort of like give some context to what I was saying about how it makes me feel sort of exhausted. Because it's sort of like, I could just answer it literally or I could answer it existentially. I just wanna say that it does feel real. It feels cellularly real. Like, it's so real, viscerally real. But what do you feel when you reflect on it all? Lately, I've been feeling like a tremendous amount of gratitude because the longer we're around, the more that I reflect on how much work it was, but also like there's so many bands that just don't even, like bands that I love. I'm really going through like my catalog lately of like bands that I loved over the last 20 years, and so many of them are not even bands anymore, and I didn't even realize it. I just have been listening to their albums thinking that they still existed, and they don't. So I think right now my big thing is gratitude.
Is there a band that in particular that you just found out?
Okay, like for example, well, yeah, kind of actually. Like just recently I was listening, they're still a band, but they've changed drastically. But the other day I was listening to this band Menomina, or Menomina, or however you say it. But I just was like, then I went to their Wikipedia because I was like, well, what are they up to right now? And then I saw that like one of the members had left and started a whole other band. Anyways, it's just stuff like that where I just, I'm glad Tegan didn't leave me and start a new band.
I actually brought everybody here. This is going to, of course, be our last show. I don't know. It is wild that we've been doing it so long. I don't know. Do your brains work like this? Like it feels like high school is yesterday, but also 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, Like, when I think to the beginning of our career, like I feel the distance. I can remember it as a long time ago, but I can also easily conjure the feeling in my body, and so it's mostly just same as Sara. It's like a combination of like real fatigue, like when I'm like, wow, we've done a lot, and then also just like total joy. I feel very lucky that we still get to do this job. I don't know what the hell else we would do. So
I have a few thoughts I've been thinking about.
Oh yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the other day I was like, what would I do? Like, what would I do? Like, what would be my like first go-to if? And I think it would be still entrepreneurial in the sense that I don't think I could just go work for somebody. Like, as much as I do feel like I'm like a good person and I can like work with a team, I just think you can't be your own boss for this long and then just suddenly have somebody else like in control of your life. And so I think it would be, I would start a business of some kind, and I think it would, like my initial instinct was that it would be something, like it could even be like maybe even like starting a club of some kind or like a rehearsal spot. Like I would want to still be adjacent to my own career, but I would like go behind the scenes. And I know for a fact that I wouldn't get involved in like helping bands be creative. Like I don't want to be in a record label. I don't care about any of that stuff, but I think I could help create environments that artists would really like. So it's a venue or it's a rehearsal spot or it's like some kind of, just creating vibe for people. That's like a new idea that I have. Cool. Let me know if there's any investors who want to on the ground floor.
Well, if you do a driving school, all of that.
A driving school? Hell no. I feel like I'm like,
Your driving post went up today on Substack.
it did go, yeah. Just, okay. All right, Tegan, what song has been the hardest to finish and why? Of all the songs you've ever written.
Well, I mean, you have to kind of define hardest, I guess, in that case.
I'll define it because there's no.
No, I have my answer.
Okay.
Step back now. I've talked a lot about this when we put out Heartthrob. Closer I rewrote 7 times, and then we wrote a whole new chorus when we got to the studio. That's the most time I've ever put into a song. and it was very successful. And I decided I don't want to put that much time and energy into work on music, so we've had no
Never
success
done it again.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it. Slowly walking back.
You know when people are like, how did you make it all happen? Tegan's like, I know exactly how I made it happen.
Yeah, I worked at it.
I will never do that again.
Yeah, it took an enormous amount of work, and it wasn't just writing the song, it was out promoting it and touring for 3.5 years, and I don't want to. So, I'm not going to. So that one was hard to finish, because there's just, sometimes you really nail one section, and then you just can't beat it. And for me, the most exciting part of Closer was the dun 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 dun, that hook, and that was the first thing I wrote, and it starts the song. Well, how the fuck was I to beat it? I just had no ideas, so just suffered.
Great job, though.
Well, thank you. That part, yeah, but it all came together in the end with a lot of help from my friends. But like for example, Crybaby, our new record, I was just writing like sad alt country songs, and that's not what we were making. Like Sara had recorded All I Wanted, Yellow.
Maybe we should have.
I Can't Grow Up. Well, no, but I liked the vibe. Like Sara had these like big, bombastic, really weird. Like the production like was so cool. It was so fresh. It felt so different. And I think that's the key to Tegan and Sara's longevity, in my opinion, is that our band never stays the same. And you might find that uncomfortable, but that's okay because we're always there. We're like an iceberg that has broken off the mainland and it just floats around, but we're on it, so it's fine. So I found Crybaby kind of hard because I would write these songs and send them to Sara, and she'd, be like, this isn't going to fit the record, but we'll make it fit. And so then she would, work with me on it. So, I found it hard, but I don't know, I just haven't really felt like writing at all, and that's the hardest part, is when you don't feel like you have anything you want to say. I mean, clearly I have a lot to say, just not in musical form for some reason, so. Sara, what's one thing you're most proud of in your career?
Yeah, I read ahead because I wanted to prepare myself for this one, and I know it. Honestly, it's the same thing that I care about when I think about who I am just as a human. And I think that the majority of people who we've interacted with, whether it's like in a day-to-day or like on stage audience relationship, or it's just like me talking to the people at the park when I'm pushing Sid on the swing, I think generally people like me. That's it. Like, I know that sounds very basic, but just like, I'm not saying they love me. I'm not saying that they would die for me. I'm just saying that in general, I think, now you're gonna have to wait for me for the next.
Oh, my friend's gonna get it.
I don't know if I like that. I was sort of excited at having all the control. If she drops it again, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave it. I'm gonna have to ask you to just. Yeah, I think I just in general feel like I like that people mostly, I think, would say, "Hey, pretty nice. Enjoyed that person." And that's how I feel about
Sorry,
our
I
career.
tapped out. I have no idea what you're talking about, but you made eye contact at the end, so I said, yeah, but I don't like
You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, like, I just am glad. Like, some people have like a very intense reaction when you say, like, do you like this band, or do you think you like this artist? Like, people will say, like, I would die for them, or they'll be like, I hate them, I can't understand it at all. And I just feel like people are like, if they know who we are, they're like, they're great, I like them, they're good.
I'd die for you.
You would die for me? You would not.
I would.
Just stop it. That's crazy.
no one needs to die.
No one needs to die. Okay. I like that it's an intense reaction, but like, yeah.
Also,
That's
I don't
really
think
sweet.
Sara understands how people feel about our band. So, when she's like, yeah, people, when they like us, they're like, yeah, I like them. That's Sara in a nutshell, everybody.
Well, I don't necessarily mean musically. I just mean like that people are like, yeah, great, good feelings, pretty warm and fuzzy,
Sorry,
Yeah. Very
Yeah,
warm.
pretty good.
There was a question about Sara's kid, Sid, and what he did on his day off in DC.
Is our day off in DC yesterday?
Just today, like, what did he get up to?
Oh, he's not here. He's in Vancouver.
That's why I asked that question.
But
Okay.
today he went to the splash pad near the house, and I'm anticipating a video of his first time at the splash pad. Can't wait. I'll let you know how it goes later.
There was a story here about
Yeah, Tegan.
coming to see us. Yes?
I was gonna say it to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was a comment here about coming to see us on November 9th, 2016, the day after Trump was elected. We played here in DC. We were here for the election, which was initially very exciting and then very, very, very devastating and sad. And this person writes that they ended up coming to the show with their roommate. They dragged themselves out of bed and made the drive, and it was a really cathartic experience. This person wants to know if the events in recent weeks are really reminiscent, or is saying, okay, why don't I just read this? This is so hard to try to turn it into something I'm saying. Sorry, I dropped acid before this. It seemed like a good idea at the time. The gist here is there a similar
No, there doesn't
experience?
need to be gist. Just read it. The events in recent weeks are really reminiscent of that time and how it felt. And your music and the experience of this show have shown up for me again against all odds. Do either of you have any similar experiences or artists or art that seem to show up for you when you need it the most?
Right. No. But I would say that... Well, listen, let me get it out. For God's sakes, take a step back. The magnetic pull to the mic is strong tonight. No, I don't feel that way about an artist, but I feel that way about our audience. I feel that way about playing because I also was very traumatized, and then we had to go and continue touring around America after the election. And it's not the first time. We toured through the Bush administration and the Iraq War. We've toured through Prop 8 and LGBTQ rights and the attack on trans people. We've toured through so much, and we get up on stage and we see all of you and we get to perform and it makes us feel better. That's the cathartic experience for me. I'm not saying that we're the artist that does that for us, but being an artist, that's the gift, is that you get this like ongoing kind of cycle of new energy and inspiration and motivation to keep going. And so we just keep going.
I was gonna say, it's definitely not musicians, it's TV for me. That's my disappearing drug now. It's like, if I feel upset about things, I just need to see the same friends every night, so I go back to shows that I really enjoy. Like, I just rewatched all of The Sopranos, and I would like literally like go through the day being like, I'm gonna see Tony soon, I'm gonna see him. Like, you know, like I get so excited. Like right now I'm doing it with the show Leftovers. Like I've already watched these shows multiple times, but they feel like the
Comforting.
Yeah, so you know what it is? I realized the other day that growing up, we watched soap operas in our family, and I mean like multi-generational watching, like grandparents down to grandkids. And we were big Young and the Restless people, and I'm not interested in jumping back into soap operas, but in some ways I'm sort of like these people were like literally who we heard their voices and we saw their faces every day after school, whether it was at my grandparents' house or it was at home. And even now, like if I see like the Young and the Restless like logo, I just get like, I don't know, shot through with like wonderful like endorphins or something of comfort. But that's how I now treat shows like The Sopranos and whatever. So that's what I do. Okay, this is very funny actually. The Rural Alberta Advantage are playing before you on Saturday. Don't you think they're an obvious fit to take on tour? I am embarrassed to admit that I did not know who this band was, and I just Googled them today because I was like, who the hell are the Rural Alberta Advantage? And I totally knew who they were, but I just didn't know their name, so I'm really excited.
We'll find out, I guess, if they're obvious to take on tour.
Tegan, who are you cheering for this FIFA Women's World Cup?
Woo!
Well, don't flip out, but I don't watch soccer.
No.
So I know it's like, now I was gonna say I'm homophobic or something, but I'm not. I like them all. I don't know. Sorry. You know what though? I just read a book about a new book. It hasn't come out yet. Called Cleat Cute. It's the new book by why am I freaking Megan Whitaker? I think is her name. No, that's the soccer player, but great, Jade, excellent. Someone here on the team watches soccer. Anyway, the book is called Cleat Cute, and it's like a lesbian drama. Anyway, it's so good. So I just read that. So clearly I like soccer, I just don't watch it. I don't know. You know when everybody gets really into something real fast, and then you're like, that's annoying, stop telling me. Like, but thank you. 40,000 people have told me that I need to go see the LA team play when I'm in LA, and I'm like, fucking get off my back about it, all right?
That's fun. Fun response to people
I'm sorry.
being enthusiastic about women's sports.
Sorry.
What a cheerleader. She's like, I love our community, but when another community wants you to be a part of it, she's like, fuck you.
No, I'm so excited. No, I want to just say this. I love it. I think it's so great. I love women's hockey. I mean, we're Canadian. Like, soccer.
It's actually weird. I just want to unpack this a little further. It's weird because we share a lot of social media. We share all these accounts. We don't really even get to have our own social media, and I can see.
I mean, you can have your own.
Go
ahead. Get into it. Is that what's holding you back?
No. I just joined Threads. I love trying new things. So, Here's the thing that I know for a fact. I look at TikTok like all the time, and I get dished the same, like fed the same, like trendy fad kind of shit. And I just am always like, ugh, like I can't believe, like this is exhausting. And then I swear to God, Tegan will always have that thing. Like she will, I don't know if you're like, if it's the chicken or the egg, like you bought the thing and now we're getting the ads for the thing, or if you saw the same ads, but you are the one that gets hooked all the time.
What is an example?
Like, I just remember getting all of these, like, you can like, tell us everything about your symptoms, and then we will personalize, send you vitamins for you. And it was like, I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, how do you even trust that this is just like hipster coded packaging, like whatever. And then I swear to God, I went to Tegan's house and she was like, look at this amazing personalized vitamin, you know.
Okay, that's true, but that was like 9 years ago. That had nothing to do with it.
It's like that. It's always like that. That just was like the one that seemed like the most intricate, where I was like, wow.
Okay, Sarah, I have a question for you. Who are you cheering for this FIFA Women's World Cup?
I don't watch soccer, I watch The Sopranos.
Okay, so this is hilarious. Where is this person here? You retweeted my story about my dad walking around Norfolk. Oh my God, that was the cutest thing. So I'm just gonna like sum it up a bit. What's your dad's name?
Tom.
So Tom, can you just tell the story? It's better. It's so cute.
I wasn't able to come home from college to see the show, so my dad took a picture of my face and glued it on a popsicle stick, and he walked around Norfolk for hours until he found someone with VIP tickets who would take it in to get a picture with y'all.
Correct. And so we took a picture with you on a popsicle stick at our meet and greet because your amazing dad, Tom, brought you to the meet and greet. I thought it was so sweet. That's why I retweeted it. See, I would spend all day on Twitter retweeting shit like that. I love that. So you want a shout out for Tom? Here's the shout out. Rad dad. Does he live in Norfolk?
Yeah, he does.
Does he know you're coming tonight?
Yes.
Do you have a phone?
Yes.
Pull your phone out.
Aww.
Let's do a shout out.
Actually, let's just give him Tegan's phone number and then maybe.
I get crank calls every day. Lots of people who shouldn't have my number have it, but I would fucking refuse to change it. I don't care.
Do you want us to call him?
Yeah, let's call him. Put him on speakerphone.
Hope he answers.
This is my wife.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Jack Chances.
See if he answers. He's watching our cats.
So he's probably gonna be busy.
They're menaces.
Wow. But we love them.
Our dog is there too, though.
Dog, cat, family. Okay, it's no problem. We'll do a video if he doesn't answer. It's not a big deal.
What if we were dying?
It's like, you know what? It's like when you need them, they're never there for you. Just kidding. Okay, let's do a video. Turn your camera on. Let's do it. Oh,
Okay. I think that's a catastrophe. Sorry, I'm shaking.
you're totally fine.
Are we ready? Is
it
on? So I'm like 1,000 years old. Hi, Tom. It's Tegan and Sara. We're so excited to sort of meet you and see you again. Hi, hope you liked it when I tweeted you on Twitter. Sara doesn't go on Twitter. She just watches The Sopranos. Bye.
Okay. We have two left. We have two questions left. I'm so sorry.
All right. The question is about all the projects we have recently announced and put out, including the show and a graphic novel and a new album and our foundation. And the question is essentially, what has been the most fulfilling? And here's a little bit of a sort of like overview answer really about everything to do with Tegan and Sara, which is that I don't even see these individual projects as being unrelated to each other. Like, it's really hard to say I find the foundation more fulfilling, because in some ways everything that we do is supporting the foundation, and the foundation sort of adds value to all the other things that we do. And so they sort of like, they're just, I don't know, it's really hard to sort of separate them. I can tell you that there are projects that end up being more work or being more stressful or whatever it is, but it's just, I don't know, it just all sort of feels like it's all connected to each other. And I just can't pick my favorite. But I will say this, when we put out the graphic novel, we had to go and talk to kids in junior high, because the book is about junior high. And I will say that I have not sweat so profusely under my arms since junior high, since I was in junior high, to talk to people in junior high who visually, it was very clear to me, did not know who we were, did not care who we were. And so very quickly, I felt like, oh my God, this is reminding me of what it used to feel like to get on stage and like play music before people actually knew who we were, and before we really had like skills and tools to like make people who don't like us within a 30 to 45 minute period. And a lot of those skills and tools did not work with the junior high kids. And essentially, the only thing that really worked was
The person who announced us said that we had toured with Katy Perry and Taylor Swift, and then they had a Q&A and they asked us.
People would like,
They flipped out.
They
When they
flipped
said
out.
Taylor Swift, they were like, holy shit. And then they were like, okay, we're gonna take questions. And the kids are instructed to come prepared with questions. So we got a couple really good questions. And then the third question was like, what was it like touring with Taylor Swift? Then we answered that, and then someone else put their hand up and they were like, who do you like better, Katy Perry or Taylor Swift? And then another kid, and I was like, okay, let's wrap it up.
but so essentially we just started to work into every time we would get into one of these situations, we would just preemptively let them know that we're super tight with Taylor, even though that's not true. We haven't spoken to her in like since we saw her at the show that we did with her.
Okay.
It's true. But that's an honest thing. Like, I haven't talked to Taylor since we literally played with her.
Yeah, but
10
she
years
didn't
ago.
do anything wrong.
I don't think she did, and I don't think
Okay.
anything that I just said implied that we didn't talk to her on purpose. I just think it was one of those situations where, like, you play with her, she gives you some biscuits, her mom says you're great, and then that's it. You just never probably talk to her again. And so,
Oh, she's really close with Chaim.
Yeah.
well, that's true, but
So she liked that sibling band better.
no, I don't feel any weirdness about it. I mean, we're very just like normal people. I don't actually have a lot of famous friends or musician friends, so I just think it's probably something. It's actually probably me. Hi, Taylor, it's me. It's not a big deal that we're not friends, but I literally have not spoken to that person again since we did the shows, and it's fine, and I don't care. But what I'm saying is that it happened for a reason, and the reason is that in the future we were going to write a book about junior high and then go to junior highs, and a bunch of scary junior high girls were going to look at us, like look into our souls and through us to the backside of us, and I just knew. I know what to do. It's to tell them that we know Taylor.
And so we did. We're gonna play a couple songs. Hi, are you guys okay back there? Okay.